Hello everyone, my name is Lauren. Thank you so much for joining me today. We're gonna be talking about some tips on how to help you stop impulse shopping. This is something that everybody has struggled with one time or another, buying something on a whim, and you're not alone, and lots of people actually struggle with this. So I hope that today's video will help give you some tools and tips on how to stop the cycle. Before we get started, I just quickly wanted to welcome you to Closet Ecology. This channel is all about helping you build a practical and sustainable wardrobe. So if that sounds interesting to you, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel. If you are somebody who has an ongoing issue with impulse shopping, it might take you a while to kind of get out of that habit. I hope that these tips will give you some strength and help you find some discipline when it comes to shopping. The first thing you're going to want to do is define your style. This is something that is extremely personal and is going to be so individual to every single person. Your style doesn't have to be some rigid cookie cutter image that you've created for yourself. Your style can be a combination of a lot of things. For example, I really love modern minimalist chic looks, but I also love like the free people bohemian styles as well. I'm a mixture of both. It just really depends on the day for me. So I have both of those elements in my closet. I don't go out and buy things that are outside of those parameters. Another thing to keep in mind when you are defining your personal style is to really reflect on what your true style is and not something that is reflective of your fantasy self. Your fantasy self is a person who wears some type of clothing or some type of style that you think that you would actually like to wear, but you don't actually wear. An example of this would be skirts and dresses for me. I have tried skirts and dresses in so many different styles and lengths and everything in between, and it's been really difficult for me to find something that I would actually want to wear and that would actually make me feel confident. And in my fantasy self, the person that I would imagine who would wear those things is somebody who does not exist. That is not me. That is not my true personal style. So I don't buy dresses or skirts. You only want to be buying items that you're actually going to wear. So you need to be honest with yourself and create some of those parameters so that you don't fall into the trap of an impulse buy. The second thing you're going to want to do is keep a running wish list. This is so important. I cannot stress this enough. Your wish list should be comprised of items that you are lacking in your wardrobe, so the holes in your wardrobe, things that you need to purchase, but also things that you would like to add. Like maybe you would like to add another jacket, or maybe you'd like to add another sweater. And just really make sure that you have a clear and concise list with you at all times. You can put it on your phone, you could have it in a notebook, whatever works for you. It's great to have that easily accessible at all times. The reason that this is so important is that it gives you some parameters. It gives you guidelines that you can physically look at and see so that when you're out shopping, you're not tempted to buy things that are outside of that wish list. Now, if you do come across something while you're out shopping that isn't on your wish list, but has given you idea and inspiration of something that you didn't think of before, but might want to add, my biggest piece of advice is to walk away and to add that item to your wish list. Think about it. And if you really want that item, come back and purchase it at a later date. You definitely don't want to have FOMO or the fear of missing out when it comes to something like that, because there are so many things that exist in this world. You will find a suitable replacement if you can't find the exact same thing. The third thing that you're going to want to do is stay away from fast fashion as much as humanly possible. I will say it is extremely, extremely difficult these days to completely stay away from fast fashion because there are some brands that I even buy that are still fast fashion, like Free People and Anthropologie. Those are fast fashion brands. I am more specifically talking about the lowest of the low, the lowest quality items possible. Mall brands such as Forever 21, H&M, Zara. The whole concept of fast fashion, especially with those lower tier brands, is to get you to buy something on impulse. That's the entire marketing behind those types of brands. And it's very easy for you to buy something that on impulse that is $20, $30, even $40. You're less likely to splurge on something that's a few $100s. You're less likely to splurge on something that's even like $100. That's another advantage of sticking with brands that are higher quality, that sometimes come with that higher price point. Again, is that you're just not going to be tempted to just run out and buy something. In addition to staying away from as much fast fashion as possible, you want to be mindful about thrift shopping if that is something that you're into. Secondhand shopping is an amazing way for you to build a quality, sustainable wardrobe. However, there is a catch to that. Because it is at a lower price point, it is much more accessible to the average consumer, and therefore it's easy for you to go completely overboard. The final tip I'm going to be talking about today is to only buy for the current season or upcoming season. It is so tempting to raid the clearance rack when you go to a store of the previous season's items, but you don't want to be loading up on those items, because I have found personally, as somebody who used to do this pretty frequently, typically what would happen is when that season would actually roll around, those items that I purchased on clearance weren't actually items that I really even wanted to wear. I just ended up buying them because they were cheap, and I thought that I was saving money by buying them on clearance. The true way that you're actually going to save money is by buying things that you are currently in need of, because when you are shopping out of those parameters, you get into the territory of your fantasy self, and then you start to talk yourself into purchases that you don't even really want or even like. And that is a huge tip that I cannot stress enough, is to only buy things for the current or upcoming season. Thank you so much for joining me today, and let me know down in the comments below what are some tips that you have for avoiding impulse purchases. Until next time, I'll see you in my next video. Bye!